My name is Yuki Masaki. I'm a 25 years old employee. I received a call from my high school friend, Tomoda Daisuke. Hello? Hey, Masaki. It's been a while since we talked. We would sometimes go out drinking, but I've been busy recently that we weren't able to see each other for a while. Hey, Daisuke! Long time no talk! You called me all of a sudden. What's going on? Actually, there's a talk about a reunion party with the 10th grade class. What do you think, Masaki? I see. Well, it's a good chance, so I might as well go to the reunion, right? Really? I do want to see everyone. It's been ages, you know. You're always busy, right, Masaki? But you're also busy too, right, Daisuke? Yeah. Let's say that you'll be coming to the reunion for now. I'll inform the others. That's how I ended up going to the reunion. And on the reunion day... What? Yuki? Wow, for real? That Yuki's wearing brand clothes? Long time no see. Yuki suffered a lot and had a hard time during high school, huh? Yeah, he was wearing brand clothes, so of course, everyone would be surprised. Well, I got lucky at work. I see. I'm just relieved that you're alive and well, Yuki. Hey, what do you mean by that? Currently, I'm successful in business, but my family was poor, and I was poor up until high school. Of course, my classmates at that time knew my situation. They're all cracking jokes like this, but my class was the best because no one seriously said anything bad about me. But except for one.
Oh? I wondered who you were, but it's you, Yuki-san.
Akui-san.
Perhaps, are you trying too hard because you long for brands?
It's not like that. I'm also saving money.
I see. I guess you were able to free yourself from the poverty life you had.
Well, yes. Thanks to you. What's her problem?
I can date you now, if you want.
Huh? She said it so suddenly, but when I think back to 10 years ago, it wasn't an incoherent subject at all. I like you. Please go out with me. When I was in 10th grade, I liked Akui Nanami-san. Akui-san was the daughter of Warotech Company's president. She is the president's daughter. As my family and I were poor, maybe she and I were out of proportion. But I was attracted by her straightforwardness, her mentality stableness, and her kindness. I heard that it was your birthday, so I got something here. I made a small bag for you, so please receive it.
Is this handmade?
Yes. My family's poor and I can't buy any luxurious branded items, but I'm really good at sewing. For you, Akui-san, it might not be anything special, but...
I see. Huh. This is what a poor person would do.
Eh?
Well, if you say that this is a present for me, then I can't help but to accept it, but when it becomes not useful, I'll trash it away.
Ugh. I didn't think that she'd be like this. I thought that she was a nice girl, but I guess she was hiding her true self. This is how I was done by Akui-san. And since then, Akui-san began to act cold towards me. But since this incident driven by frustration, I studied about handicrafts much more harder than before. In the beginning, I used flea market websites to sell clothes and accessories, but since then, it became popular and I saved money to create my own shop. As a result, I now launched my own brand shop called Homemail, and I became a president of the apparel company. Ugh, that's bullshit. Masaki has been making a lot of effort, and here you go saying such things like poor and making fun of him. How dare you say that? Daisuke, calm down. Daisuke got really angry even before I did. I really do think that I was able to have a very good friend. Akui-san, things are different now than in the past, and I'm not the same old me. I have no intentions of going out with you anymore, Akui-san.
I see. I understand.
Akui-san had changed her attitude and brought the subject all over again. And now, I had dumped her, so everything's over. But now that Akui-san changed her attitude suddenly and brought the subject all over again, everyone had found out about how Akui-san treated me back then. And they were all taking a step back away from her. I feel a little bad, but it's her loss. Afterwards, it seems like Akui-san felt very awkward, so she left the reunion and went back home. Few days after the reunion, I was at a party. Hey, Yuki-kun. Thank you for coming. It's my pleasure. Thank you very much for inviting me. Today, presidents from various industries are all gathered here. I thought that a young, brilliant president like you, Yuki-kun, should be here. Basically, it was a party to make new connections with people and exchanging information with them. I received the invitation from one of my clients who is the president and who always takes good care of me. So that's why I went to the party. But...
Yuki-san?
Akui-san. Akui-san was also there at the party. Akui-san is also the daughter of the president, so it's not strange that she's here. Because of what had happened before, it's so awkward. It seems like Akui-san is also conscious of what had happened, so she's being quiet today. And then... Oh, Nanami. So, you are here.
Father.
Oh, are you perhaps Yuki-kun? Yes, I'm Yuki Masaki of Homale. As I heard, you're a nice young man. By the way, Nanami, what's the relationship between you and my daughter? We were classmates in high school. Oh, really? I really had no idea that you knew Nanami. It would have been great if you would have accepted Nanami as yours. I don't know how to respond to that. Well, I shouldn't even be disturbing you two. So I'll leave now. Nanami, make sure not to be impolite or be careless.
Yes.
What's up with that? Akui-san looks really awkward, but it doesn't look like she's going to walk away. There was that incident at the reunion, but knowing her up until now, I feel like she looks too depressed. It seems like she's frightened at something. And her father. There was something about Akui president's words which stuck to me. Hey, Akui-san.
Yes.
Did something happen? If you'd like, I can hear you out.
Oh.
Of course, I won't force you to, but seeing you like this, I can't really leave you all alone.
Is that so? Then, shall we leave the party together?
Okay. Akui-san and I left the party, and we decided to go into a nearby cafe. So, what happened?
Before I start, please let me apologize first. At the reunion, and what happened at high school too. I'm terribly sorry for saying horrible things to you. And onto our main topic, at the reunion, I realized how wrong it was to behave like how I've been behaving up until then.
What do you mean?
I was told by my parents to not go out with poor people for a very long time. Poor people are bad people, and that Akui family are the top leaders, so I was taught to choose the right people to go out with. And I was also taught not to be looked down by people. But recently, I started to be concerned about those teachings. I began to think that poor people is not even the right way to talk about people in the first place. Maybe everything that I've been taught up until now is a huge misconception. When I realized this, I got confused and I wasn't sure of what is actually right. At the same time, if everything was a mistake up until now, I realized that I did such horrible things.
So this means that, up until now, Akui-san was being manipulated by her parents. So ever since Akui-san was little, she was brainwashed into misconceptions with wrong teachings. I can't forgive easily for what had happened during high school, but at least Akui-san had realized what was wrong and now she's trying to leap forward.
To be honest, I wanted to accept your confession, Yuki-san, but I knew this wouldn't be forgiven.
What do you mean?
At the time, no. Even now, I love you, Yuki-san.
What?
The reason why I said those things at the reunion is because I knew that my parents would accept if I went out with you right now. It did come out wrong, so I'm very sorry about that.
You are part of the Akui family, so don't be looked down by others. Is this the reason why you said it that way?
Yes.
I see. But to be honest, I can't really believe it.
That's what I thought. I'm not sure if you'll believe it, but do you remember this?
That's... What Akui-san took out from her bag was the small bag that I had given her.
I'm always using it. I get told by my parents to use a brand bag, but I really want to use this.
Oh. Well, it's been 10 years since I gave it to her, so it's worn out, but it does look like it's been repaired. And from the looks of it, it does look like it's been used a lot. So, what Akui-san is saying is true. I felt complicated. It's not like I could wash away the past easily. But deep down in her heart, she thought about me, even if it meant disobeying her own parents.
My parents wishes for us to get married.
Hmm?
So, I don't want to get married.
Eh?
As I mentioned before, their goal is for us to have a sham marriage. All they want is to take in your successful company as their own. That's their ulterior motive. I don't want to marry you, Yuki-san, because of their selfish reasons.
Akui-san.
So, I like you, Yuki-san. I don't want to be a burden to you anymore, Yuki-san.
Why did you explain it to me?
If I told you everything, then you wouldn't go with what my parents had planned. It was a coincidence meeting you at the party, but I'm glad I was able to talk to you today. Well, goodbye.
The Akui-san I knew was completely different to that of the Akui-san I saw today. So I really had no idea who the real Akui-san was. Even though I was feeling unsettled, Akui-san left. I'm tired today too. Few days went by and I was swamped with work. There was a dinner conference with one of my clients, so I was getting home late. Then... That's... What happened? Akui-san?
Oh, Yuki-san!
I saw Akui-san, so I called out to her without realizing. The reason why is clearly she didn't seem fine. Is she wearing her loungewear? It looks like she'd wear it out to go to a convenience store, but it doesn't look like that. And she has the small bag which I gave to her. Did something happen?
Huh?
If I just pass by and ignore you, I'd probably regret, so please talk to me.
Actually, I've been hiding this small bag to my parents until now, but my father realized about it just now, and it was almost being thrown away. So I ran out of the house, but I can't be doing this, so I'll just go home now.
Wait!
Oh!
Are you really going to go home? I felt as if Akui-san had felt inferior towards me.
To be honest, I don't want to go home, but I have no place to go.
Then why don't you come over to my house?
Really?
I can't just leave you alone here, Akui-san.
Thank you.
This is how I brought Akui-san over to my house. But I brought her over in the spur of the moment, but this is the first time ever I brought a girl over to my house. I have a clean conscience, but I was just nervous that I brought Akui-san over.
Thank you for lending me your bath.
Oh, yeah. The clothes are pretty large. Is it okay?
Yes. Thank you for lending it to me.
You must be tired, right? I'm gonna get in bath too, so you can go ahead and sleep. You can use the bed.
Okay.
I got in the bath after Akui-san. After I got out, it seems like Akui-san was really tired, so she was already asleep. I told her that she could use the bed. I also have work tomorrow, so I'll go to sleep. I covered Akui-san with a blanket, who was sleeping on the sofa. I got in bed. The next morning... Good morning, Akui-san.
Good morning. Thank you so much for even covering me up with a blanket.
It's no big deal. I didn't want you to catch a cold. And about what's going to happen now, what are you planning to do, Akui-san? I thought again and I love you, Akui-san. Family doesn't really matter. The Akui-san I fell in love with a long time ago is the kind-hearted Akui-san that I know. I want to help you, Akui-san.
Yuki-san?
The Akui-san I know now is completely different to that of the Akui-san at the reunion. Up until now, she was brainwashed to think that poor people are bad people, but Akui-san was actually a good person at heart. If this wasn't true, then she wouldn't be feeling this guilty even when she realized what was wrong. My company is not as big as the Warutech company, so I'm not sure if you'd be satisfied, but I won't let you suffer, and we'd live a rich life.
I couldn't care less for money. Even if you weren't as successful as now. From now on, even if anything happens, I will always love you, Yuki-san. This will never change.
Then...
But, up until now, I've been treating you horribly, Yuki-san. As I said before, I don't want to be a burden to you anymore. Even though I'm in your care right now, but I don't want to push you around because of my family.
I see. But without thinking about even going out, it's all up to you, Akui-san, about what you want to do from now on. Whether you choose to be going home or choose to leave this whole situation is all up to you. If you'd like, I'll support you.
Thank you.
Well, I've got work now, so I'll head out.
Have a good day.
I prepared to go to work, and I gave my spare key to Akui-san and left the house. And my work had finished, so I came back home. I guess she left. I saw that the spare key was in the post. Well, of course. I didn't see Akui-san anywhere in the room. But... Oh? Akui-san?
I'm sorry, Yuki-san. Is it okay if I'm in your care for a little bit more?
Sure, but I thought you went back.
I went back home just to get some of my belongings.
You didn't get caught?
I went all the time when my parents were gone, and I know all the schedules of the servants by heart.
I see.
I want to leave home. I don't want to cause any trouble to you, Yuki-san, but... embarrassingly, I don't know anyone who I could depend on.
Don't worry. I wanted to be of some help to you, Akui-san. Besides, actually, I've been preparing myself so that you could leave home at any time. I was actually waiting for you to feel that way.
Yuki-san, even if I cut ties with my parents, I want to be with you, Yuki-san. I don't want to be pushed around by money anymore. I want to get away from my home.
I understand. Leave it to me. Now that Akui-san had decided, I got serious with the plan I had. Firstly, I took the initiative of Akui-san's parents to not get in Akui-san's way. Daisuke, I'm counting on you. Leave it to me. Daisuke is a lawyer. In the past few days, I explained the situation to him so that I would be prepared for when the time came. In order for Akui-san to cut ties with her parents, Daisuke got in between them to conduct the process. It was notified to them that Akui-san was mentally exhausted, and that from now on, to not be involved with her. Of course, President Akui was enraged with anger, but if anything was to happen, he would face consequences with his company. And in a worst-case scenario, the police would interfere. So he finally withdrew reluctantly. But I can't believe that he spread the rumor on his own.
What goes around comes around.
Akui president had spread rumors on his own that Nanami-san had left home and also explained the background story as to why she had left home. The rumors spread in the blink of an eye, and his clients abandoned him, saying that they couldn't make deals with him and his company, and the company faced financial difficulties. Since it was a big company, it was hanging on for a while, but then, after a while, the Warutech company went bankrupt. And...
President, these are the documents.
Don't call me president. It's a bit creepy when you call me like that, Akui-san.
But in the company, you are the president.
Akui-san works as an assistant in my company. At first, she said things like if she depends on me too much, people would see her as a gold digger. And once she becomes a worthy woman for me, she'll come back. So she was about to leave my home to find different jobs. But I stopped her by saying that I wanted to be with Akui-san. So even now, we're still living together. While we began living together, we began to go out. And even at work, she supports me as an assistant.
Yuki-san, no, Masaki-san. I want to be called in a different name other than Akui.
Huh? Okay. Nanami-san, please marry me. From now on, will you identify yourself as Yuki?
Eh?
Is that wrong?
I just simply wanted you to call me by my name, but I'm very happy. But is it okay with you that it's me?
I want it to be you, Nanami-san.
Me too. Thank you so much.
She made mistakes at first, but the Akui-san in the past and the Nanami-san I know now is very different. From now on, we may both make mistakes, but we will support each other, and I hope that we can grow together.